Alrighty, well, today was pretty much a waste of a day because I had to drive back down to Lafayette and take my final exam of my college career. But it was for my forages class, so it was good to say goodbye to old Doc Johnson, and it was worth the trip anyway because I came back with goodies. First off, that's an 11-foot case disc. It's not mine. I actually hauled it up here from my buddy Corey. He lives down in Granger. But he bought this from the farmer he worked for while he was down there at school. Only had to give him $900 for it, and I mean, it's one hellacious disc. Built heavier than sin. It's got good blades all the way around it. Got a buster bar on the back with a spare bar that came with it. But so that's part of what I brought back, but the other part is this little jewel right here. This is an Oliver Superior number 29, serial number 188, which means it's probably one of the first ones built. Because normally they don't start with 0. I'm thinking they might have started with number 100. So this could very possibly be the 88th one built, and I guarantee you there's not 88 left in existence if that's the case, because I've only ever seen one, and it's sitting a couple roads over in a swamp rotting away, but there ain't nothing left of that one worth saving. This one, on the other hand, had a very, very easy life. Lots of paint left on it, bucket on it straight. It's got all the mounting hardware. I got the tubes that go through the frame, got the U-bolts, got the struts that go from that crossbar to the back axle. The only thing I need to get for it is it had one Oliver hydroelectric cylinder on it, which the guy wanted to keep because it was on a Super 77, and the tractor's in just as good a shape as the loader, and the tractor's immaculate. But it had the hydroelectric cylinder on this side, which he wanted to keep to go with the tractor, which is fine, and then it's got that cross cylinder on the other side. So I want to get some like 2.5-inch bore cylinders or something smaller. That way my bucket tilts a little faster. This loader will fit a 66, 77, 88, all the supers, and then 3 digits. And it'll fit a 66 or 77 or supers or the 6, 67, 70 wide front. It will only fit an 88 narrow front because the tractor's so stinking long that the loader will hit the axles. Or the loader will hit the front axle. And really all I need to do to it, besides put them cylinders on it, is repack the boom cylinders, because they leak a little bit. And that's my fault. That blew that cap off when I was picking it off the trailer and doused itself in a good dose of hydraulic oil. But it was kind of a fluke how I ended up with this, because I was sitting in my room Thursday when Corey got home from work, and he walks in and goes, "Hey, Carpenter, I got a question for you." And I go, "What's that?" And he says, "Well, I'm thinking about buying a disc." And so he wanted me to go back out there with him and look at it, so we went out and looked at that thing. And I knew they had brought this Super 77 home because the guy's landlord that he'd been farming his ground from for years gave him the tractor and loader. And I wish someone would give me a tractor like that, because that thing is about the nicest original you will ever find. It's perfect. But anyway, he didn't want the loader on it. So we got done looking at that disc, and Corey's like, "Hey, you seen that Super 77 yet?" And I was like, "No, I hadn't," but I knew he had it. And he's like, "Well, you want to go look at it?" "Yeah, sure." So we drive down to the farm where the loader's at, because that was at a farm just down the road. And we get there, and he got this thing sitting out next to the barn, and I'm looking at it, and Corey, being the enabler it is, come on, man, you need that. I don't know what I need it for, but we go in the barn, look at the tractor. I'm sitting there thinking about this, and him hauling back and forth, and I ask Corey, how much you think you want for it? Corey says, well, I don't know, but it'd probably be pretty cheap because he just wants it gone. Alright, so we drive over to the house and see if they're home, and they are, and old man walks into the living room where we're staying in and says, what can we do for you? And I said, well, how much would you have to have out of that loader? And he said, well, it's awful cheap. How about you make me an offer? And knowing that it's never a good idea to throw the first number out, I was like, well, I'll tell you what, how about you start? And he said, how about $200? And I said, how about sold? So now I have an Oliver loader. I think for now I'm probably going to put it on the 66, and eventually it's going to end up on that Super 77 diesel when I get it going, which will hopefully be sooner than later. But the way it's made, it's not going to be too hard to make up a plate to be able to put a regular bucket on it and get rid of them, or so I don't have to use a manure bucket. But I don't know, be a sweet little loader for picking rocks and I don't know, little general purpose crap. And I couldn't believe how straight this thing was, because normally these older loaders like this, since they aren't built that heavy, I mean, they're built plenty heavy if you use it for a manure loader like it's supposed to be, but most farmers back then bought the loader and all of a sudden they thought they had a bulldozer and proceeded to wad the crap out of them. This one escaped that fate. So I'm happy with it. Still don't fully understand why I bought it, because we got that loader, but it's something unique, not something you see every day. And I have, he gave me the books for it. The books are actually for an HF9, which is the series before this. And the weird part is the HF9 is badged as an Oliver Iron Age, where this one's badged as an Oliver Superior. So I'm not well enough versed on Oliver loaders to know exactly what happened in that situation. But I have the book for it, and I have the original dealer sales little one-page sales brochure, front and back. Both of which are a little torn from being folded a lot of times, but I was able to tape the manual back together, and I just flattened the sales brochure out and tucked it in the front page of the manual to kind of keep it flat. And so yeah, that's going to be my last equipment purchase for a while. I need to quit hemorrhaging money until I start making money. But figured I'd show you guys that, seeing how everybody was all up in arms I didn't have an Oliver loader. We had that new idea. Well, now I've got an Oliver loader. So guess that does it for this one, and we will catch you guys tomorrow doing something. So take it easy, guys.